Onalo, it's good to have you join us again for one of your most favorite programs here on NT2 Lagos Network Center. If I may even speculate to say your only favorite program here on our channel. And today we have with us in the studio, for the benefit of all our viewers, a man of extreme integrity, one of the most respected knowledge leaders and contributors to the development of information, education, and awareness of a critical aspect of our financial institution. A man with a strong passion for knowledge impartation, a man of vision with creative energy, a man who knows where there's a vacuum somewhere. He looks at it and he says, no, we need to fill up that space. We need to occupy that space. We need to take possession of that space so that it does not become abused. Well, this man, incidentally, is a Nigerian, but is also well known as a director and investor in so many other businesses, not only in Nigeria, even outside of Nigeria. Incidentally, he is a member of the United Kingdom's Nigerian London Business Forum and CBS Credit. In UK, he's a professor with 3 layers of degree. 3 layers. You have the bachelor's, you have the master's, you have the PhD. In that area, that particular area of the specialization, that tells you how passionate, how committed, how totally focused he is when he's talking about his area of specialization. No wonder, therefore, they have nicknamed him Professor of Credit Management. So it's our pleasure to welcome on your behalf on to Close Flow today, Professor Chris Onalo. You're welcome to Close Flow.
Thank you very much. Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Now, Prof, in welcoming you, and I'm sure because you have given our viewers a little bit of what you are probably into, credit. What is that? That is like borrowing money. That is like you are owing somebody, or somebody is owing you, or you have given a loan, or you are taking a loan, or credit. Mm-hmm. So let's first understand before people get so scared. So what are we looking at here? Credit management. You are managing people's loans.
Well, thank you very much. Actually, credit in its elementary coronation, suggests debt, and that can be discussed in a wider range. But in a very elementary level, credit is taking something of valuable, interest to you and paying for it tomorrow within a predetermined, period and under a very strict agreement.
Okay.
And that gives everyone opportunity to have access to what you want today, but you do not have the money to have
it, to possess it.
But that system called credit allows you to have it against your income that you are going to, discharged at the end of a particular period. And we find this kind of transactional interplay at different levels of human activities. Mm-hmm. So it could be in monetary terms.
Yes.
Which means you go to the bank, people that hold money, financial institutions, or it could be in goods, in kind terms.
Like a barter trade?
No, not exactly barter. You can go to consumer market, for example,
yes,
who collect what they sell from the manufacturers.
Okay.
And then in lieu of paying later, those who goes to the manufacturer to pick what the manufacturer has produced also go with that mindset that, look, you are producing so much, give it to me, assess me, let me tell you a bit of myself, perhaps you can trust me, you could maybe last on my history of pattern of behavior.
Yes.
And see if you can
trust
give it to me
enough,
trust me, so that you can produce, give them to me, I will go and sell. Then at the end of the period that we have both agreed, then I'll come back to you and pay
for what
I have initially collected without dropping a dime. Yeah. And then if the manufacturer is happy for that, then he said, okay, that's a good thing. At least it's going to keep my machine running. I'm not going to tie down what I produce, waiting for buyers with their cash to come in and pay for them before I kickstart again my machines in my factory and all that. So the manufacturer is happy to see such a person walking down to them to say, produce more, I will help you to sell if you trust me.
Okay, so I like the way you have put that. That is very nicely explained.
Right.
So it's a win-win for both sides.
Situation, exactly.
Yes, for those who don't have the cash, as it were,
Yeah.
or the monetary possession to take what is of value to them, they can approach either an institution to take that money, or a producer, a manufacturer to take what they have, which they can sell.
Absolutely.
Now, Prof. Now, let's put it on the street.
Right.
So, don't you think what is fundamental, therefore, to administration of credit facilities should be, number one, the knowledge of consumers or those who are potential users of those credit facilities, and the skills of those who are going to be offering those facilities to them. Should that be the fundamental thing about how credit is assessed or used?
Well, the fundamental thing is that the credit managers themselves has been able to identify 5 pillars for which helps them to assess the worthiness of the person that they are negotiating with. And those 5 pillars, we call them in credit management 5 C's of credit.
5 C's.
5 C's
of credit.
Yes, I can
like
call
5
them.
credits of credit.
Well, the other 5 C's of credit. Yes. It refers to words that start with C's.
Yes.
Are in their 5 categories, and every credit manager anywhere in the world lasts on this to assessing fundamentally the standing of their subject, whether they can be trusted or not. You have collateral, you have capital, you have character, you have capacity, and you have collateral.
No, we have mentioned collateral.
Oh, so well, collateral,
capital,
capacity, character, and another one.
Competence.
Well, there are so many C's there, but the one that is within that family of credit assessment, circumstance.
Oh, circumstance.
Yes, circumstance. And of these 5 C's, the one that is dynamic, it changes, it moves with time. Character and circumstance.
Yes.
Now, character, because integrity has come in there.
Yes.
If you do not possess that word, integrity means very
dependable,
principled.
Yes.
The person whose word is your bond.
Yes.
That your word is bigger than yourself, and you are not in a hurry to say something, but when you say something,
you mean it.
You mean it, and come what may, you will stand by it. That is why some people who knows Chris Onalo felt that I'm too strict. And I said, no, maybe my profession has shaped my character. And then you can't deviate from that. Credit thrives on integrity. It thrives on character. And that makes credit managers, to be honest, people that judges other people's character. Because when they put their parameters on the ground and start connecting you to those parameters, your very self will come up, and they will see you very clearly that this guy,
what you are saying and who you are,
who you are. If they don't add up, then they can smile at you, but there's not going to be any deal
at the end of that discussion.
At the end of that discussion, and then they will also look at circumstances. You could have acceptable, character. You could be a man of your word and all that. But again, they expect you to understand the terrain in which you are working. That circumstances, how easily could the circumstances occur in your terrain of business, which could undermine, exactly, which can undermine your obligation, your commitment, which can render you completely, directionless, lacking in control, You
over what is
swim to
happening.
the left,
Yes.
you can't have anything to fall back to. You swim to the right, you can't. You look up there, you can't. So circumstances is key as a fundamental, disposition.
Measure,
Yes, to looking at the worthiness of your subject, in this case, the person who has come to buy
Or to borrow.
from you. Either way. And then if your findings, the outcome of the analysis of these two C's are right, then you can now look at your capital, your capacity to borrow. Is it legally?
Yes.
And then collateral. What do you have to put in the case of financial credit? Most time the non-financial credit does not exactly
too much
emphasize collateral or security. But then there is a similarity, to it. Because if, for example, if I'm going to approach a manufacturing company and to say, look, I like to buy this table, maybe 200 pieces every month, he's going to ask me, okay, I'm concerned about where you are going to keep this table.
For security.
For security. I want to be sure how secured that place is, and I want to be sure that you also have insurance cover in case of fire,
any accident
of any kind. So protections are always around that. But you said we should go back to the street. The beauty of credit economy or credit management is that it holds people to the tradition of honesty and transparency.
in whatever they are doing.
In whatever you are doing. Either at business level, what I've just said now is the first phase of credit is business level.
Yes.
Then the second one could be consumer level. That is you and I.
Yes.
I want to buy this wristwatch. It appeals to me, and I am working, in my office. Maybe I'm a manager, or even I'm an officer. But this watch, appeals to me, and the price is also very friendly to me. And here I see it on the social media. I could say, okay, I'm interested, and I fill in my name, and they will ask me a couple of questions, and this thing is shipped to me. But the same approach, the same 5 C's of credit
would have been considered.
Would have been considered. First of all, how it applies to you, to your situation. I will look at your employment history with your employer. I will look at your behavior in the workplace.
Yes.
How many times you are issued query? Your behavior. Do you come to office late? Just things that you could do which can earn you summary dismissal or slow down your promotion
Will be considered.
So that is the consumer market. And sometime, a lot of people has said to me, Prof, he said, African people are not good for credit. And I said, no, you are wrong. If you go to the United States or you go to
UK,
England, the UK,
yes.
go to developed countries, it will surprise you that at the consumer level, the default arising from the use of credit card today is largely attributed to black people.
Yes.
And these black people, I don't mean black people who are Americans, black people in diaspora generally.
Yeah.
And the analysis shows that a large chunk of it is attributed to Africans. These people, the Africans, nationals, they stays in their own country, but they have credit card. So they use credit card flagrantly. Yes, when you look at domestically in those advanced countries, you also see that the biggest problem that the individual has is debt arising from the use of credit card.
Yes.
And so many people say, no, I don't want to go into credit. And there may be another religious side of it that, the Bible says...
No, we'll come to that. It's part about the questions we're going to raise.
All right.
We'll come to that.
All right.
But it's good enough. I'm sure because our viewers now, they seem to understand where we are.
Yeah.
But they are not totally in grasp of what we should be going.
Right.
Now, you have just touched, the tip of the iceberg. Because you said, largely, credit card abuses will seem to be perpetrated by some persons, some kind of persons in common. Now, so have you done any forensic investigation? Do we have facts to back up, especially the disposition of financial default, even promises broken, all that. Do we have anything at all to deal with within this environment? First, let's confine ourselves to Nigeria as a market before we now begin to look at the world situation. Do we have any forensic investigation into all this?
Well, you can't have any forensic investigation right now because the use of credit card as a means to promoting consumer purchases is seriously absent in the Nigerian system. So we are looking to see.
Okay, so the debit card that we use cannot be related to credit card.
No. We have two types of cards. We have
yes,
debit card
and credit card.
Yes. What is in use now is
debit card.
To disappear cash, physical cash from being used.
So it's not the same thing.
Yeah, that's an instrument of promoting cashless
environment. Yes.
Yeah, but for credit system, that is yet to come on board. But the market is quite large because you can see clearly that Nigerians are great buyers, and the people that buys have knack for buying would also like to see conveniences in the process. So one industry, one industry that hasn't yet come up, is consumer credit.